Welcome to the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Chatham-Kent Cougars football this afternoon. The last game of the regular season for the Peewee division. It's the Cougars hosting the Scarborough Thunder. We're getting set to kick off. The Thunder going to receive after the coin toss. And it's a short directional kick. And it's received well by the Thunder. Taken down. Good starting field position right away for Scarborough. Good job by number 5 there for Scarborough. Kaylin Gray Stapleton. Heads up play on the short kick. Not caught napping at all. And good starting field position here for this Thunder squad. Both of these teams coming into this matchup 5-1 records. Again, as I mentioned at the outset, the last game of the regular season for the Peewees. Beautiful sunny day here in Chatham at the field behind CKSS. Scarborough going shotgun here on first down. And they're going to hand it off to number 4 over the right side, and he's got nothing but green in front of him, being chased from behind, and nobody going to catch him. The very first play of this game is a touchdown scamper. Krishan Capra-Hobbs. Wow, that's an electric way to start a 50-yard touchdown run on the very first play of this football game on offense, and Scarborough jumps out to a 6-0 lead. Nice blocking up front there from Scarborough. Don't believe that Capra-Hobbs was even touched over that right side. Taking it to the house. It doesn't look like Scarborough's got any road legs in this one to start off. Lining up for the extra point. It's a short snap, one hopper. Good job by the holder, and it is good.
Score Scarborough 7, Chatham-Kent nothing.
Salifu with the extra point. Great job by the holder, though. A one hopper gets it down in time and up through the uprights. So it's Scarborough on the board first here. Didn't take them long. We are 37 seconds into this football game. One offensive play, and it's to the house for Scarborough. Again, the Thunder and the Cougars identical records coming into this one, 5-1. Scarborough in white. The Cougars in green. It is a little bit breezy today. Scarborough with the wind at their back to start this one off. And the wind is strong enough that it could be a factor in kicks and any passing plays. So it was Scarborough taking advantage of the excellent field position right off the hop. Now Scarborough's turn to kick this one off to the Cougars.
67.
And there's the kick. Middle of the field. Caught on one hop. And retreating to his own territory to try and gain the corner, but unable to. Good coverage there by Scarborough. That was C.J. Roberts, who was looking to get around the edge, retreating a bit, but couldn't get there. Good coverage from Scarborough, and first and 10 now for the Cougars from their own 35-yard line. Again, that was C.J. Roberts on the return. His brother Caleb Roberts going to see some action here on offense. Cougars go shotgun, and they're going to hand it off to that young man that I mentioned, Caleb Roberts, number 25. And, oh my, Caleb Roberts says, Scarborough, you can do it, so can I. Caleb Roberts on the very first offensive play for the Cougars takes it to the house. And both squads scoring on their first offensive play. Wow. I don't know that I've seen that in all my years of covering football. The two squads on their very first plays taking handoffs to the house. That's exactly what we've seen here. And Caleb Roberts does a nice job tiptoeing along the sideline and then just weaves his way through the Scarborough defense and then shows that speed at the end to finish it off. Extra point for the Cougars is up and good.
Scarborough 7, Chatham-Kent 7.
And we're 1 minute and 8 seconds into this football game, and we've got a 7-7 score. And the defenses haven't really even had a chance to catch their breath yet, and each team has a touchdown on the board. So just to recap this one, again, we're only 1 minute and 8 seconds into it, but Scarborough on their first offensive play had a 50-yard touchdown run, so the Cougars, they decide to respond with a 65-yard touchdown run on their very first play on offense, and that's what's got us at a 7-7 score. This time the Cougars going to kick this one away, caught cleanly on the run by Scarborough, and manages to shake a tackler, and a nice return here for Scarborough. Still on his feet, finally dragged down. Great return there for the Thunder. And good field position. Once again, 1st and 10 now from the Cougars. Looks about their 39-yard line. Again, if you're just joining us, this is Chatham-Kent Cougars Peewee football on your TV. The Cougars hosting the Scarborough Thunder, the final game of the regular season for both squads here. Both 5-1 records. I'm Mike James. Jeff Brooks on the camera here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. First and 10 here for the Thunder. They're going to hand it off to number 4, who has the touchdown scamper for the Thunder already in this game, Capra Hobbs. Good run again over that right side, and that's going to be a pickup of about 13 yards, it looks like, and a fresh set of downs. It is a warm one once again here in Chatham-Kent, but bringing some relief is a nice breeze out of the east. New set of downs here for the Thunder. 1st and 10 inside the Cougars 30. They're going to hand it off once again, and pinned in on that far side is the ball carrier. Good defense here from the Cougars. Coming up with the stop, and that's going to be a loss of yardage for the Thunder. Looks to be a loss of about, 10 yards it looks like. Oh, they're going to move that stick again now. A loss of about 5 yards. So it's a 2nd and 15 here for the Thunder from Scarborough. It's been all running plays so far. This time it's a fake handoff, quarterback keeper, and he's got some speed. We got a flag down on the field. Looks like this one's going to come back. Taking it to the house is the quarterback, but I think this one's going to come back on a hold. And they're marching it back, as we suspected.
Holding Scarborough.
Holding against number 86 Scarborough, so a 10-yard penalty. 2nd and 25 now after the 5-yard loss on first down, and then you add that penalty on 2nd down. And it brings up a 2nd and very long here for Scarborough. Thunder going shotgun again. Lone running back in the backfield. Going to pitch it out. And good coverage there by the Cougars defense. No gain there. Good job by number 50 for the Cougars, Skylar Mattia. Cougars defense stretching that play out, and then Mattia coming up to make the tackle for no gain. It comes down to a big 3rd and long here now for Scarborough. Everything on the ground so far in this football game. You wonder if they might look to go to the air here on this 3rd and extremely long situation. Scarborough does have that breeze at their back if they do decide to go to the air. And the quarterback drops back, and now it's a fumble. Cougars, looks like Chatham-Kent able to jump on it. After the fumble from the QB, number 44 scoops it up, Reed Larson, and it's Cougars football. So our first big defensive stand of this football game comes from Chatham-Kent, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cougars. They're going to get the ball at their own 43-yard line in this 7-7 ball game. First quarter action here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex on your TV. Cougars break the huddle up to the line. If you remember, the Cougars, their first offensive play was a 65-yard touchdown run from Caleb Roberts. We got a flag. And
flag on the play.
Have to wait and see who that was with the carry. It looks like it was, I believe it was Roberts again. The officials talking this one over with that flag coming out just after the snap.
15, we're on a water timeout now.
It looks like we're on a water timeout now. It was a procedure call against the Cougars. As I mentioned, it is another beautiful day here in Chatham-Kent. Bit of a hot one, but thankfully there is a breeze here. Pretty good steady breeze out of the east, keeping everybody somewhat coolish. Obviously hydration very important with all that equipment on and the helmets. Cameraman Jeff Brooks taking the time to get a little hydration. Water timeout's over now. 1st and 15 now after that procedure call against the Cougars. Under center. Going to go to the air. And it's passing play out far to the receiver, number 10. Good coverage there from Scarborough on that reception from Jaden Bayless.
Loss of 1 on the play, brings up 2nd and 11.
First time we've seen the ball in the air in this football game. Loss of 1 there, so a 2nd and 16 here coming up for Chatham-Kent. Cougars going to go under center again. They're going to hand it off on the sweep to Roberts, and he's got some room over on that far side. Just a matter if he can run away from the defense. Finally caught from behind, stays on his feet, but forced out of bounds. And now we do have a flag in the backfield.
Preliminary signal holding against Chatham.
Looks like this one is going to come back. Holding against the Cougars is the signal. And that's unfortunate. A good-looking run there from Caleb Roberts, negated on the holding call. This one's going to march back. Would have been a fresh set of downs for the Cougars on that run. Instead, Cougars are going to march it back another 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage. That's going to make it a 2nd and 26 now, after an earlier procedure call and then a loss of a yard on a passing play. And the Cougars making things tougher for themselves here in the first quarter. 5:48 and counting to play in this first quarter. 7-7 football game between the Cougars and the Scarborough Thunder. Cougars under center again here. Dropping back, and they're going to hand it off. It's Caleb Roberts over that left side, and he's still on his feet, able to shake one tackler. Couple more tacklers riding his coattails before he's finally dragged down. Nice pickup there on 2nd and long from Caleb Roberts. Going to make this a manageable 3rd down. Caleb Roberts with the nice tough run leaves this with about a 3rd and 5 now for the Cougars after a 2nd and 26. 21-yard game on that run. Caleb Roberts showing that powerful running style, able to carry would-be tacklers. 3rd and 5. Cougars going to hand it off on this right side, but good defense from Scarborough. It's going to be short of the 1st down. That time with the carry is Elliot Pico. Picks up about 2 yards, and a 4th and 3 here, and Chatham-Kent going to be left with a decision to make. Do they punt it or go for it? The ball at their own 50-yard line, and a pretty stiff breeze in their face. Going to venture a guess here that they're going to go for this. Cougars going to take this snap under center again. Slot man in motion across, and they're going to pitch it out. Looking for the edge, but it looks like Scarborough's got some pretty good defense. They are not going to get it. Good coverage by Scarborough. It was C.J. Roberts trying to get the edge, but Scarborough able to string him out and pin him up against that sideline before forcing him out of bounds, and it's a turnover on downs for the Thunder. They're going to get the football here on the Cougars side of midfield. But it's going to be the Cougars' 51-yard line. Again, a tightly contested one here. It didn't open up looking to be that way. 7-7 score, 3:37 to play in this first quarter and counting. Both of these teams scored on their very first offensive play, but since then it's been a defensive battle. Scarborough going to hand it off here to number 4. Good defense there from the Cougars. Short pickup. Going to look like a pickup of about 4 yards. Christian Capra-Hobbs with the carry. He has the lone score for Scarborough in this one. We're now under 3 minutes to play in this first quarter. Scarborough goes shotgun. They're going to hand it off to the deep back. They're going to push that pile up the middle. Pickup of about 3 yards there. And that brings up a 3rd and 3 for the Thunder. Three backs in the backfield again for Scarborough. They're going to fake the handoff, go to the air. Oh, it was open and right in the hands of Capra Hobbs, but he just couldn't squeeze it. Just slips through his fingertips and going to bring up a 4th down. Had he held on to that, I believe he would have gone to the house there. Capra Hobbs showed his speed earlier in this first quarter when he took a 50-yard carry to the house. Showed he's got plenty of speed. So a big 4th down here after the Cougars were stopped on a 4th down attempt. It's Scarborough's turn, 4th and 3. They're going to swing it out to the deep back on the outside and got some room to run, and that's going to be plenty for a 1st down. Well executed play there. Nice little swing pass to Caleb Davey. And Davey with a lot of room to run on the outside before finally being dragged down. But a big, big 4th down conversion there for Scarborough. They've got a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 now from the Cougars 20. Well executed play. Now less than a minute to play here in this first quarter. Looks like some confusion there in the backfield. And the Cougars defense takes advantage. Looks like some miscommunication between the quarterback and the running backs in the backfield. Some indecision there on who was supposed to keep the ball, it looked like, and finally being dragged down for a big loss. 10 yards in the wrong direction there for Scarborough. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 20 for the Thunder. Last play of this first quarter. You hear the horn sound. They're going to hand it off to number 4. And good defense there from the Cougars. I believe they're saying yes. They're going to say that was a fumble recovered by the Cougars. Capra Hobbs with the carry and the official signal that it's Cougars football on the fumble.
Chatham's going to start from zone 25, it appears. Start the 2nd quarter.
So the Cougars take over on the turnover. Good job on defense by Chatham-Kent. And when they start off the 2nd quarter action, it's going to be Chatham-Kent 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. 2nd quarter action now underway. Peewee Cougars hosting Scarborough Thunder. 7-7 football game here. The Cougars start with the football after causing a fumble there on that last play of the first quarter. And they go shotgun rolling out to the right. Put that ball in the air, and it's picked off by Scarborough. And going to be tackled just short, it looks like, of the end zone on that far side. So the Cougars go to the air immediately after the turnover. But it's Scarborough that comes up with the big play on the interception. That ball a little bit underthrown. And a tough play for the quarterback for the Cougars, rolling out to his right, but throwing left-handed.
1st and 10 from the Chatham-Kent 5, it appears.
So Scarborough, after turning over the football on a fumble on the last play of the first quarter, cause a turnover themselves on the very first play of the second quarter on that interception. Returned all the way down to the Cougars' 5-yard line, so it's going to be first and goal. Scarborough with the football. 7-7 tie here. The Thunder looking to go up early in this second quarter. Scarborough going shotgun here. They're going to hand it off to the deep back, who doesn't have a lot of room to start, but able to shake a couple of tacklers and gets it into the end zone. Great effort there from the running back.
By Jesse Cater, 5-yard run.
Wow, fantastic job there from Jesse Cater, number 23. He was the deep man in the backfield, took that handoff, was met almost immediately by a Cougars defender, able to shake that one and then shake another with a beautiful spin move, and then takes it to the outside and slides into the end zone and gives this visiting Scarborough squad the lead. Now going to line up for the extra point. That snap a little bit high, but pinned down in time. What good job by the holder, but it is no good.
Scarborough 13, Chatham-Kent 7.
So it's 13-7 now. Scarborough with their second lead of this football game. They opened the scoring in the first quarter on their very first play of offense to take a 7-0 lead. Then the Cougars responded immediately after with their touchdown on the very first play of offense as well. And now Scarborough back with the lead after that failed extra point. 13-7 for the visiting Thunder. It's a high, short kick. That's a live ball. Somebody's got to jump on it. Looks like that was the Cougars that got it back.
They'll start 1st and 10 from their own 52.
Took a bounce back towards Scarborough, but heads up play by the Cougars to jump on it. And the Cougars now going to start off with this football at their own 52-yard line. 10:57 to play in this first half. Again, this is Peewee football action on your TV. Chatham-Kent Cougars in green hosting the Scarborough Thunder in white. Cougars go under center this time. Pressure in the backfield right away, and no time to set his feet at all. Good penetration there from the Scarborough D.
For Scarborough, brings up 2nd and 18.
And that's a sack and a loss of 8 yards on that play. Brings up a 2nd and 18. Look like the Cougars dropping back to pass on that one, but just no time to settle into the pocket. Just completely collapsing, and good job by Scarborough getting the pressure there and resulting in that sack. And this time they're going to throw it out wide, and oh, that is dropped
Brings up 3rd down.
on that far side. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And now going to bring up a 3rd and long for Chatham-Kent. Got the ball at the 43-yard line, their own 43. The wind at their back. And again, it is fairly gusty. Good strong wind at their back for the Cougars. Cougars going to drop back to pass this one. Oh, and that's a great catch, a throw and catch. Wow.
Very close to the first down.
Beautiful play from the Cougars. What a snag there. Wow. What a grab. Believe that was Jaden Bayless.
We're going to measure for the first down.
Diving catch. Right at about the marker that was needed for the first down. They're going to measure this one, but what a great catch by Bayless, showing great hands as he plucked that one out of the air just as it was about to hit the ground. Great diving attempt. Giving the Cougars a shot here for first down on that 3rd and long play. I'm going to bring the water out for the players. Makes sense while they measure this one. Looks like it's going to be close. And they're going to say it's just short. 4th and inches here for the Cougars. I got to think this is an easy decision here for the coaching staff. Simon Pico, the head coach for the Cougars and defensive coordinator. This is all going to be all about the push up front for sure. On 4th and inches. Under center for the Cougars. Oh, and the Cougars jump.
Flags on the play. Procedure.
It was 4th and inches, and the Cougars jump, resulting in that procedure call, and that's a 5-yard penalty. Going to march the Cougars back, and that's going to completely change this scenario. Go from 4th and inches now to 4th and 5. They're going to go up the middle. Oh, that's going to be enough for a first down and more. Still on his feet. And still on his feet. Shackling about 3 or 4 tacklers all the way to the house. What a run for the Cougars.
That's a 53-yard touchdown for Skylar Matea.
Wow, what an effort there for the Cougars. 53-yard touchdown run. It did not look like that was going to happen, but Skylar Matea just keeps those legs churning and shakes about 3 or 4 tacklers on his way to the house. And the Cougars tie this one up. Great effort by Skylar Matea. The extra point, good snap. And that kick is up and good, but we've got a flag on the play.
Was good.
If this stands, the Cougars would have the 1-point lead, but we'll wait for the call here from the officials first.
Okay, the unnecessary roughness for contacting the center will be
Unnecessary roughness against Scarborough on that play for contacting the center, so it's a 15-yard penalty applied on the kickoff. So the extra point stands, and the Cougars have their very first lead of this football game, 14-13. Again, fantastic run by Skylar Mattia. And again, that was all set up by the diving catch by Jaden Bayless earlier in that drive that really erased a 3rd and long and made it a manageable 4th down. And then Mattia just showed some tough running and shook some would-be tacklers from Scarborough on that 53-yard touchdown run. So again, the Cougars, their first lead of this football game, up 14-13. So get set to kick this off to the visiting Thunder. Directional kick. And scooped up by Scarborough, and looks like there's some room over on this near side. Still weaving through defenders. Now corralled by the Cougars. Big return there from Scarborough. They're going to have some good field position on the Cougar side of the football field. This game so far, all about the big play. The Cougars with 2 big long touchdown runs in this one, and then the Scarborough Thunder 1 big long touchdown run, and then the other touchdown set up by an interception and big return all the way down to the Cougars' 5-yard line that was punched in on the very next play. But the Cougars with the edge after a failed extra point attempt on the Scarborough 2nd touchdown. We've got a flag right off the hop here after that snap. Good elusive running here from the Scarborough quarterback.
There's a flag on the play.
Number 8, Braden Chuck with that carry. Wait for the call here on that flag. Offside against the Cougars. They're going to decline that. So after that big run by Braden Chuck, good job improvising, and gets the first down. Marching deeper into Cougar territory. 1st and 10 now from Chatham-Kent's 34-yard line. Scarborough with the lone back in the backfield, and that's who they're going to fake it to and then put it up in the air. Beautiful throw and catch, and that's a touchdown. Big passing play there from the Thunder. Beautiful pass and catch, a huge arching throw, and hitting the receiver right in stride. Braden Chuck airs it out and perfectly hits the receiver down the middle of the field, who easily takes it into the end zone. I'm told that catch by Josiah Salifu. And Scarborough
Catch was by Josiah Salifu, who now will attempt the extra point.
now takes the lead back.
No, they're going for 2.
And after the failed extra point on their last score, it looks like they're going to go for 2 to make up for it. They're going to put this one in the air again, but that throw is wide of the intended receiver. Nonetheless, Scarborough regains the lead and up 19-14 now with 7:43 to play in this first half. Got ourselves a good football game here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. The visiting Scarborough Thunder, 5-1 record. The host Chatham-Kent Cougars, the identical 5-1 record in the final matchup of the regular season. These two squads Try to fine-tune heading into the playoffs. Scarborough going to kick this one off, and it's caught cleanly by the deep man. That's Roberts, number 14. He's got some speed over on that right side. Good return here for Chatham-Kent. Good field position on the Scarborough side of midfield. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the Scarborough 45-yard line. Looks like Scarborough has called a timeout here with 7:36 to go here in this second quarter, and the Thunder up 19-14. Back to action now in the second quarter here after that Scarborough timeout. 1st and 10 now for the Cougars after that kickoff return to the Scarborough 45-yard line. Cougars going to drop back to pass, looking to throw it over that left side, and it's good coverage, and it is picked off by Scarborough. Second interception by the Scarborough defense.
And they'll start 1st and 10 from the CK 39. Sorry, from their own 39.
So the interception returned to just about the 40-yard line. Scarborough gets the football back, looking to build on that 19-14 lead. 7:09 to play here in the first half. Scarborough goes shotgun here. They're going to hand it off. Looking to bounce it outside. Number 4, good job. Following his blockers, picks up about 6 yards there. Capra Hobbs on the carry. Pretty decent job there by the Cougars defense, though, to stretch that out and make the stop. Scarborough breaks the huddle. Come to the line of scrimmage. Running backs flanking the quarterback, and one deep man. They fake the handoff. Oh, they do hand it off. But good pursuit there from that Cougars defense. Corralling the running back and tackling him for a loss in the backfield. Good job by that defensive front. A loss of about 4 yards on that play.
3rd and 8.
A big 3rd down here for this Cougars defense, trailing 19-14. 5:23 and counting to play here in the second quarter. One man in the backfield behind the quarterback. They're going to swing it out, and it is dropped by the intended receiver.
Brings up 4th down.
C.J. Roberts there on coverage as well. He was right there had that catch been made. So this brings up a big 4th down here for the Scarborough Thunder. Here we go after the timeout from Scarborough. 4th and long. About 4th and 7, and they're going to punt this one away. Oh, it's a fake punt. They're going to tuck and run. It's the punter who keeps it and looks to be well short of that 1st down. So great job by the Cougars defense special teams there. They sniff out the fake punt And they take over the football on downs, 1st and 10, with really good field position here as well in Scarborough territory. Looks like they're going to take over at the Thunder 40-yard line. 4:59 to play here in the first half. The Cougars trailing 19-14 in this well-played Peewee football action. Cougars come to the line. 1st and 10. After that, turnover on downs. Going to turn and hand it off right up the middle. Good, powerful run, dragging Scarborough defenders. Still moving the pile. Finally pushed down to the ground as the officials blow the whistle. Good, hard running there up the middle. Looked like that was Caleb Roberts with the carry. Correction there. That was Skylar Mattia with the carry. Mattia showing that powerful running that we saw on his earlier touchdown scamper of 53 yards. 1st and 10 now from the 20-yard line of Scarborough. They're going to hand it off. This time it's Roberts. Looking to bounce it to the outside and eventually force out of bounds on that far side. Again, Caleb Roberts with the carry.
Pick up 4 on the play, brings up 2nd and 6 from the 17.
Gain of 4 yards there on 1st down. Now under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Cougars dropping back. They're going to air this one out. And it's completed on that far side and dragged down. But not before a gain of about 5 yards.
They go 3rd and 1 on the 12.
Well executed pass and catch there from Chatham-Kent. 3rd and short now. In in Scarborough territory.
This is the 3-minute warning.
We're now at the 3-minute warning. 19-14 Scarborough Thunder, the visiting squad with the lead here, but the Cougars driving. Looking to reclaim the lead. Two backs in the backfield. The Cougars going to hand it off to the deep man. Bouncing it outside, then back inside. Good defense there from Scarborough. Not a lot of room over there, but it is enough for the first down. It was 3rd and short, so the Cougars get enough. And 1st and goal now at the Thunder 9-yard line. Again, Chatham-Kent trail this one 19-14, 2:37 and counting to play here in the first half. 1st and goal now from the 9-yard line. We're going to pitch it. Oh, and he's met immediately by a defender. Great defense there. Elliot Pico nowhere to go. Great penetration from the Thunder D. Getting into that Cougars backfield. That's going to be a loss of 5 yards. Good stout play there from that Scarborough defense. Both squads, I'm sure, recognizing how big this is as time ticks down here in the first half. Second and goal from the 14. Cougars pounded up the middle. It's going to be a third down. And
third and goal from the 7.
Looks like that was Mattia with the carry that time. Third and goal here from the 7-yard line for the Cougars. Under center again. It looks like try that right side, the sweep. Oh, cutting it back is Roberts. He's retreating back into his own backfield to get some room, and he's got some space. Can he get to the edge, to the corner, and into the end zone?
Touchdown run for Caleb Roberts.
Caleb Roberts improvising. That play slated to go to the far side, had some blockers out in front of him, but didn't feel like he was going to make it. He retreats back to the near side of the football field and is able to get the edge, turns on the Jets, and takes it into the end zone to give the Cougars the lead. 7-yard touchdown run by Caleb Roberts, his second score of this football game. The Cougars looking to add the extra point. High snap, but good job pinning it down, and it's up and good. A well-executed extra point there, and the Cougars now have a 2-point lead. The second time now they've had the lead in this football game. 1:41 to play. Chatham-Kent 21, Scarborough 19. Again, that was Caleb Roberts' second touchdown of this football game. A 7-yard scamper. His first one, slightly more than that, was a 65-yard touchdown run. And this has been a great battle so far here, back and forth between these two teams with identical records. Both coming into this one 5-1. Again, this is the last tune-up before the playoffs, last regular season game. In a battle for second place. Cougars directional kick there. Good-looking kick, sails over to one of the return men, and now looking to cut it back across the field, then cutting back against the grain. Oh, good job there, though, by the Cougars. Looked like that was Caleb Roberts coming off that touchdown score with the tackle. And that's where Scarborough's going to take over at their own 44-yard line. 1:32 to play here in this first half. Okay, set to resume here after that Cougars timeout. 1st and 10 for Scarborough. They're going to look to put it up in the air. Now getting some pressure. And we've got a flag. Looks like it's going to be a hold in the backfield. And another flag there, too. We've got 2 flags on this play, both in the backfield of Scarborough. One of them was certainly a hold against Scarborough. After the quarterback was flushed out of the pocket, the man in pursuit was held. And it is against Scarborough, that holding call. That's going to make it 1st and 20. Ball on the 34-yard line. 1:25 to play here in this first half. They go shotgun, and then they're going to hand it off on that far side. Gain of about 4 yards, maybe. Scarborough comes to the line. Three in the backfield. They go shotgun again. They're going to fake the handoff, look for a receiver who is open. But that pass just a little bit off target, only to get able to get one hand on it. The intended receiver, number 5, Gray Stapleton. That's going to stop the clock. 55.3 seconds to play here in this second quarter. 3rd and long now. 3rd and 15 for Scarborough. Certainly the Cougars looking to hold the Thunder down and possibly get the ball back with a chance to add to their lead before the first half is up. They fake the handoff and they go to the air again. Oh, and it's just over the hand of the outstretched defender, being chased from behind and finally pulled out of bounds. Is the Scarborough receiver, but a big play on 3rd and long. All the way down to the Cougars, looks like to about their 9-yard line. Wow, that is a huge swing. Scarborough with a massive passing play. That ball just over the outstretched hand of the Cougars defender lands right in the receiver's breadbasket and able to run it all the way down to the 9-yard line of the Cougars. Finally able to make this touchdown-saving tackle was Caleb Roberts. This is going to be big here. Oh, they're going to say it's just outside the 10-yard line then. At about the 11. Scarborough's going to hand it off. Still on his feet. And dragged down.
No gain on the play.
For no gain. 2nd and 11.
Another reason why it's slowing.
Now under 30 seconds to play here in the second quarter. 2nd and 11 for Scarborough. They're going to put the ball in the air. Looking to the end zone. Oh! Beautiful throw. Threaded the needle, but the receiver just unable to hang on. Had it in his hands, but there was some zip on that throw and just through the hands of the intended receiver and falls incomplete. Bringing up a big 3rd down here with 15.4 seconds to play in the first half. 3rd and 11. Excuse me, 3rd and 10 from the 11. Scarborough going shotgun again. They're going to throw it to the outside, and it falls incomplete. Waiting for the whistle. For a moment there, wondered if it was thrown backwards, but they're going to say no. It was a forward pass, and it's incomplete. Be interesting to see here if Scarborough looks to kick the field goal down by 2 with 12.4 seconds to play and a big 4th down, or if they go for it. One of the Cougars players having to leave the field there, so the Cougars forced to make a substitution on that timeout. 4th down for Scarborough. Big play here. They drop back to pass, looking for someone to throw the ball to. Oh, and it is incomplete. A good throw there. Right on the hands of the intended receiver, but just unable to pull it in for the Thunder. And the Cougars defense stands. 6 6.2 seconds to play in the first half. Scarborough unable to get any points out of that. Had the ball just past the 10-yard line inside Cougars territory, but a couple of drop passes and the Cougars defense does its job. So with 6.2 to play, Cougars going to look to run out this clock and head to the half with the 2-point lead. And they're going to put the ball in the air. The Cougars are into a crowd. Wow. That one nearly picked off. Looks like the Cougars were maybe trying to catch Scarborough by surprise with just 6.2 seconds left there. But good job by the Thunder on defense and nearly coming up with a big turnover. But that ball ends up falling incomplete, and I'm going to guess here the Cougars won't try that again, and they'll just take a knee and head to the half. And they'll run that play out. That's going to be the last play of the first half, and what a first half it was. Entertaining football here. These two squads battling it out back and forth. And halftime, it's the Chatham-Kent Cougars leading the visiting Scarborough Thunder 21-19. We'll come back to you after halftime watching Peewee football. Welcome back to Peewee football action. The Chatham-Kent Cougars hosting the Scarborough Thunder. The Cougars lead this one 21-19 as we get underway. Short kick caught cleanly by the Cougars, and boy, there's a lane over on that left side. Nice return there by Jacob Pretty. And Pretty makes the most of that short kick. Nice return to the Scarborough 40-yard line. So that first half was a first half of big plays, back and forth action. Big runs to open this one up. Both teams scoring on long runs on their very first offensive plays. And then both squads seemed to settle down and then became a bit of a defensive battle. And then the Cougars closed out that first half with a big defensive stand, not allowing Scarborough to get any points from the 11-yard line. We've got a flag right off the bat here. The Cougars pitched that ball to Caleb Roberts.
Flag on the play.
Wait to see as they sort this. There's a too many men on the field call. That resulted in a 10-yard penalty against Scarborough. So the Cougars, 1st and 10 now from the Thunder 30-yard line. Cougars going to, oh my. Looked like there was some confusion there possibly.
Quarterback dropped for a 5-yard loss, brings up 2nd and 15.
It's a quarterback sack for the Thunder defense. I don't know if there was some confusion there on the handoff. Nonetheless, Cougars eaten up in the backfield. Dropped for a 5-yard loss on the sack. Going to go under center. One running back in the backfield. This time they're going to hand it off, and great penetration again by that Scarborough defense. And boy, oh boy, this Thunder D has come out flying in this second half. Back-to-back tackles for a loss in the backfield, and now the Cougars in a tough spot. 3rd and 19. What once looked to be a promising position, now very, very difficult. Gonna pitch it outside to Roberts. He's looking for some blockers in front of him. Got a couple blocks, but now he gets the ball stripped out of his hands, and it's scooped up by Scarborough. Being chased from behind. And finally tackled. Oh, the ball popped out as the ball carrier was tackled from behind. Not before he was tackled down to the ground, and then we had a flag come out. Looked like it was a block from behind on one of the Cougars, who is still down on the ground. Boy, what a sequence of events there. This spot is going to be moved back for sure. It was a block from behind after the turnover, as the Cougars were in pursuit of the ball carrier. And that all started out with Caleb Roberts with the carry, looking for some room, fighting some would-be tacklers, and the ball was just stripped, absolutely ripped right out of his hands. Great job by the defender going for the football. Good to see Cohen Anderson up on his feet after being looked at there on the field, marching his way to the sidelines under his own strength. Now these flags again are going to be a block in the back against Scarborough, so this is going to be marched backwards a little bit, but it will still be Thunder football. So the officials march off that 15-yard penalty, and now 1st and 10 for Scarborough, who have come out looking determined here in this second half. Cougars had the football, and Scarborough came up with a sack and then a tackle for a loss on consecutive plays, and then forced the fumble the very next play, which they recovered and returned. Thunder 1st and 10 now from the Cougars' 50-yard line. They're going to hand it off. Try that far side of the football field. And we got a flag that's come out. Looks like this is going to be a hold as the Scarborough running back, Capra Hobbs, still on his feet, and is going to take it in for the score. But this one is going to come all the way back.
Holding Scarborough, bring up 1st and 20 from the 50.
Player down on the field there. Scarborough comes to the line. 2 running backs in the backfield. One comes in motion. Oh, 3. There was one on the far side there as well. They hand it off and drop for a big, huge loss. Boy, a loss of 10 yards. Big, big defensive stand there from the Cougars.
Sorry, 2nd and 30 from the 40.
2nd and 30 now for Scarborough from their own 40-yard line. They're going to hand it off. Oh, excuse me. They faked the handoff, throw it up the middle of the seam, and they got a receiver. Beautiful passing catch. Finally dragged down short of the first down.
Pickup of 26 on the play.
Pickup of 26 yards. Finally making the tackle for the Cougars was Jude Sherborne, number 19. Boy, oh boy, the Scarborough Thunder able to flip field position there on that big passing play. Now a manageable third down. Four yards short of a fresh set of downs after a third and 30. Oh, excuse me, a second and 30. Now third and 4. There goes shotgun. They're going to hand it off to the deep man. Looking to get outside. Good penetration there from the Cougars defense, but unable to corral the running back, who spins out of some trouble and picks up enough for the first down.
First down and 10 from the
Good, strong running from Jesse Cater. Josiah Cater with the big carry. The big man who wears 23 on his back, able to bounce it outside. And then a beautiful spin move
Water's coming in.
to shake off a couple of defenders and then fight his way for a fresh set of downs. Now under a water timeout, 6:45 to play in this third quarter. The Cougars hanging on for a 21-19 lead at this point. And I'm being corrected here, it's a blood timeout. That means get out your bloody Caesars as you enjoy this game on your TV. And we're back now for third quarter action. First and 10, Scarborough at the Cougars' 33-yard line. They go shotgun. They're going to hand it off. Nice job cutting inside of a would-be blocker and racing for the end zone. And he's in for the touchdown. Second score of the football game for number 4, Capra Hobbs.
Christian Capra Hobbs with the second touchdown of the game, a 33-yard run. Makes the score Scarborough 25, Chatham-Kent 21.
So he's got a 50-yard touchdown run and now a 32-yard touchdown run. Christian Capra Hobbs gives Scarborough the lead once again. Scarborough now going to go for 2 here. Oh, and they bobble the snap and then stopped right in the middle along that line of scrimmage and not going to get the 2-point conversion. That's a second failed 2-point conversion for Scarborough, who now lead this one 25-21. So the Scarborough Thunder squad setting up the ball to kick off as they've regained the lead once again. Up 25-21. 6:21 to play here in the third quarter. And they'll kick it off straight away. One of the up men knocks it down, then jumps on it. That's where the Cougars will start.
The Scarborough 54.
On the Thunder side of midfield, just the 54-yard line. And one of the Scarborough players slow to get up. Cougars have the football. They're going to hand it off to Roberts, who's corralled on this near side. He's going to cut back against the grain. Has a couple of blockers and is now weaving through the Scarborough defense and still on his feet. Wow.
Run-ins up with a gain of about 12, or first and 10.
Caleb Roberts showing his elusiveness. Picks up about 12 yards there, and I'm going to say he ran probably about 40 to get that 12. Was coming across the near side of the field, backtracked across, and then weaved his way through the defense before finally being corralled by a host of Thunder defenders and dragged down. But again, not before he got that first down. 1st and 10 now for the Cougars at the Scarborough 41-yard line. They go shotgun. Oh, my. That snap off target. Oh, boy. One of the running backs able to scoop it up. Try to make something out of nothing. Jacob Pretty picks up that football and is dropped for a big, big loss. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and long. Call it 2nd and about 18 here. Oh, we got a flag right off the hop.
Flag on the play, plays whistle dead.
Procedure against the Cougars.
Loss of 5.
It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. And Chatham-Kent going in the wrong direction here.
Ball he plays to the Chatham-Kent 46, it looks like. It'll be 2nd and 24.
Now the Cougars staring at a 2nd and 24. Just over 4 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Scarborough leading this one 25-21 in a back-and-forth affair that we've seen here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Cougars going to pass it out to that far side and see if the receiver can't make a play. But good defense by Scarborough.
Short gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
Really nothing doing on that far side. That's going to bring up a 3rd and long. Pickup of maybe a couple, 3 yards maybe.
3rd and 20.
3rd and 20. Chatham-Kent breaks the huddle up to the line of scrimmage now. Goes shotgun, and they're going to hand it off to Roberts, who's going to try to find some room on this near side. Had a couple blockers there, but
About 8, bring up 4th and 12.
couldn't weave his way all the way through, and now he is slow to get up. That's Caleb Roberts, who is in some discomfort. We take an injury timeout here.
We have an injury timeout.
4th down here. The Cougars going to go for it. 4th and 11. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper trying this near side, but good defense from the Thunder, and Chatham-Kent's going to come up well short.
Chatham-Kent clears over and downs. Scarborough starts first.
Elliot Pico with the carry took that snap and tried to find some room over on this near side, but good pursuit from Scarborough's defense. They force him out of bounds well short, and Scarborough now going to take over on downs. 1st and 10, just inside their own 40-yard line. And Scarborough has really come out in the second half and asserted themselves. It's been pretty much all thunder here in this second half, forcing a turnover, had a touchdown, and just now forcing the Cougars to turn the ball over on downs. And they're going to fake the handoff. It's quarterback keeper. Pickup of about 5.
Picks up 5, second down 5.
Tackle there made by Connor Graham, number 33 on that Cougars D. Clock continues to run. Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Scarborough with a 4-point lead and looking to add to it. Oh, they hand the ball off this time. Ooh, good defense there from the Cougars, though. No room on that far side. Nice tackle. Believe that was Mattia. And back to action now. 3rd down for Scarborough. Needs 7 yards to get a fresh set of downs. And corralled in the backfield, looking to escape, though. And the ball's on the ground. Capra Hobbs was trying to pull a Houdini act there, get away from the defenders for the Cougars, and then lost the football. Looked like somebody got a hand on it, but then Capra Hobbs able to jump back on top of it. But a loss of a yard or two, and now that brings up 4th down and 8. Scarborough going ahead, making some substitutions here. Looks like they're going to punt this one away. Nobody has punted in this football game as of yet. Scarborough had lined up to punt, but it ended up being a fake in the first half. And they ended up coming up short on that fake. We'll see if they actually do go through with this punt in this situation, 4th and long. Good to see Roberts is back, set to return this one after he was banged up earlier, and they do punt this one away, and it is a good-looking punt as well. Roberts takes it on one hop, looks to set up some blockers, now cutting it back across the field, and he is corralled and taken down.
That's the last play of the third quarter.
And the last play of the third quarter, the Cougars get the football
48.
at about their own 48-yard line. So after Scarborough takes a timeout, 11:53 to go here in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. And they're going to hand it off, try the middle of the football field. Oh, and they've got some room. And with some green in front of them is the Cougars. Looks like that's Mattia is going to take it to the house. Touchdown from his own 48-yard line. 62-yard touchdown scamper for number 50, Skylar Mattia, to give the Cougars the lead once again. Well, Skylar Mattia has 2 touchdown runs in this football game now. The first was a 53-yarder. Now he can add a 62-yarder to that stat sheet, and the Cougars have the lead once again. Big number 50 just blows through the middle of that line and then shows the speed to run away and give the Cougars the lead. Good snap, hold, and kick. They're going to say it is no good. So the Cougars miss an extra point for the first time in this football game. However, they still do have a 2-point lead. Chatham-Kent 27, Scarborough 25, with 11:43 to play here in the fourth quarter. Cougars now line up to kick this one away. A nice directional kick there. Caught cleanly by Scarborough. Looking to bring it across the field, then cut it back up the middle and finally brought down. The officials whistle this one back into play now. Jacob Pretty helped off the football field, walking off under his own power, which is good to see. So 1st and 10 here for Scarborough. They go shotgun. They're going to throw the football. They're going to put it up in the air. Beautiful throw down this right side. Oh, and just slightly overthrown. In coverage there was Tayshawn Haddon. And that ball just overthrown was Jacob Mueller trying to make that grab. But a good-looking ball there from the quarterback, Braden Chuck. Second and 10 now for Scarborough at their own 45-yard line. They go shotgun. They will hand it off. And gets away from a couple would-be tacklers. Able to make really something out of nothing. Looked like he was going to be pinned for a loss of about 3 or 4 yards. Nearly gets back to the line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and long now. Cougars hanging on to a slim 2-point lead. Fourth quarter action here. Peewee football. Chatham-Kent Cougars hosting the Scarborough Thunder. Both teams coming into this one 5-1. This is the last regular season game before the playoffs. 3rd down here. Scarborough going to the air, and it's intercepted by Roberts. Roberts with a beautiful pick. He's going to look to return this down that right sideline. He's got nobody in front of him, and he is going to take it in for the score. Caleb Roberts with the interception return, pick 6. And the Cougars now adding to their lead. That's Caleb Roberts' 3rd touchdown of this football game. This one an interception return for a score. So the hat trick for Caleb Roberts, 3 touchdowns. 2 of them rushing touchdowns, a 65-yarder and a 7-yarder. And then the big interception return, pick 6 right there. And now the Cougars going for the extra point to add to their lead. Good snap and hold. We've got a flag on the play. The kick is up and good, but we'll wait on this flag. And it's going to be too many men on the field against Scarborough. So the extra point is good. So with that extra point now, 34-25. The biggest lead of this football game for either team belongs to the Cougars. 9:45 to play in this football game. Chatham-Kent up 34-25. Scarborough going to get set to receive the kickoff here after that pick 6 from Caleb Roberts and his 3rd touchdown of this football game. So the Cougars now kick this one away. It's caught cleanly by Scarborough. Looking for a lane, but nowhere to go. Great coverage there on special teams. Going to be a loss, it looks like, on that return as the return man retreated to try to get the corner, but fantastic coverage on the Cougars special teams. And Scarborough will now take over at their own 38-yard line.
Scarborough start 1st and 10 from their own 38.
.9:36 to play in this football game. First and 10 here. Scarborough goes shotgun. They're going to run it to the outside. Looking, and great defensive coverage there. Good-looking pursuit by C.J. Roberts. Number 40 gets a hold of the jersey, then able to swing the ball carrier to the ground. And a loss of 3 yards. If C.J. Roberts doesn't make that tackle, looked like there was a whole lot of room ahead. But number 40 comes up with the tackle for the loss, and it brings up a second down for Scarborough. Second, and we'll call it 12. They're going to hand it off. And looking for some room on that far side, number 4, Capra Hobbs. Does a good job eluding a tackler or two, but does eventually get dragged down for a short gain of about 2 yards. Third and 9 now, Scarborough at their own 40-yard line. Under 8 minutes to play now in this football game. They're going to look to go for the big one. They've got a wide-open receiver, and it is caught. Chasing him from behind is Roberts, and he will get him. But that is a big gain. Looked like as the receiver was making his way down the field, he almost looked like he tripped himself just as he was being pushed from behind. Boy, was that ever a touchdown-saving tackle, though, from C.J. Roberts. They'll go shotgun. They're going to hand it off. Some room there on the left-hand side. Looking to get to the edge, but he's not going to. Roberts is out there, but then a great spin move by the running back. Still on his feet. Trying to weave his way into the end zone. Finally dragged down. Boy, what a piece of running there by the running back for Scarborough. Twisting and turning his way, and then after being tackled, looks like he's slow to get up. It's going to be an injury timeout. So it's it's first down. It was a first down on that run. And it's going to be carried into the end zone untouched for Scarborough. So that big passing play results in a touchdown. Josiah Cater takes it in for the major, and Scarborough cuts into that Cougars lead Chatham-Kent now up 34-31. The Thunder lining up for the extra point here. It's a good snap. It's down. Kick is up, and it is good. So the Cougars lead is down to 2 points now with 5:28 to go in this football game. Back and forth affair it's been all day. This one just looks like it's going to be a fight to the bitter end. Some good Peewee football action. Scarborough has the ball up on the tee now. After that major, kick this one away. Good directional kick. It's hit by the Cougars and then finally jumped on. And that's where Chatham-Kent will take over. Jaden Bayless able to jump on it. Now we've got a flag coming in very late. Objectionable conduct against Scarborough.
The first and 10 from the Scarborough 53.
So that's a free 10 yards for Chatham-Kent. 53-yard line will be their starting point now. That's our new line of scrimmage. Now set to snap the ball. And that's going to be a run play for the Cougars. Looks like that's Roberts with the carry. The carry gain of about 7 yards. Oh, looks to be about 8 yards now. No flag on that play. It looked like maybe Scarborough was going to get caught with too many on the field, but looks like that man that was running off was able to get to the sidelines just in time. 2nd and 2 now for the Cougars. Quarterback under center. One man in the backfield, and they're going to put the ball in the air, swing it outside. Looking for some room, but nowhere to go. Good defense from Scarborough. I don't think there's going to be any gain on that play. That's going to result in a 3rd and 2. After that measurement, they're going to say the Cougars were short of the first down. Looks to be about a foot and a half short. It's going to bring up a 3rd and very short here. They hand it off right up the middle. It's going to depend on the spot here, but looks like it's going to be a first down, and it is. There's the signal. So fresh set of downs here for the Cougars. Eat some more time off the clock. 3:20 to play and counting. The Cougars lead by 2, 34-32 in what's been an entertaining football game here. Peewee football action. Last game of the regular season. Both of these squads coming in with identical 5-1 records, and it's been a well-fought football game right from the start. First and 10 now for the Cougars inside of Scarborough territory at the 43-yard line. 2 men in motion. Then they're going to pitch it outside. Lots of room out there to run. Can he get away from a couple defenders there? He's got some space and out of bounds after a pickup of about 13 yards. Elliot Pico. Pretty good pursuit there from the Scarborough defense, but Pico able to get to the edge. Pick up that first down and a fresh set of downs, and again another opportunity to eat some time off the clock, keep the football out of the hands of the Scarborough Thunder.
One time you feel the stop started and we passed another time and less than the play in the first half. You wanted to start it back in the big grass. No, you looked at it and you realized.
Cougars take the ball under center. They're going to hand it off to Roberts, who's going to try that right side. Got a blocker out in front of him. And he's got some space. Cuts it back inside. And he's got a lane to the end zone. Just dragged down. But that is going to give the Cougars another fresh set of downs. Nice run there by Caleb Roberts. And with 2 minutes to play in this football game, the Cougars driving for another score, up 34-32.
Chatham is first and goal from the 9.
That run resulting in a first and goal now for the Cougars, the 9-yard line. They're going to hand it off up the middle. And it is in for the score. That time, Skylar Mattia. And that's his third touchdown of this football game.
Skylar Mattia's third touchdown of the day.
This one just slightly shorter than the other two that he had. The first was a 53-yarder, the second a 62-yarder. Now you can add that 9-yard run to his totals. And now the Cougars have 2 players with 3 touchdowns apiece. Skylar Mattia just joining that group, along with Caleb Roberts. And now Scarborough taking a timeout before the extra point attempt. So after that Scarborough timeout, the Cougars now going to attempt the extra point after that Skylar Mattia 9-yard touchdown run. Snap was a little bit low.
And the point is no good. Score Chatham 40, Scarborough 32.
So still an 8-point game here for Scarborough. Snap was a little bit low. I don't know if it was completely set for Reed Larson to get a good boot on it. And the Cougars lead 40-32 with a minute 39 to play. Again, Peewee football action here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex on your TV. The Cougars get set to kick this one off. Up 8 points. And a directional kick there. Oh, and the ball's loose. And it looks like maybe the Cougars have it. It was bobbled by Scarborough. And it is Chatham-Kent football. Wow. Well drawn up play there by the Cougars special teams with the directional kick. And then it works out in their favor with the Thunder unable to catch it cleanly. And then Chatham-Kent able to pounce on it and get that football back with just a minute 36 to play. Chatham-Kent up 40-32. and Scarborough out of timeouts.
That's Coach Pico, probably some design. One first down, we can lead the game out.
Cougars going to hand this one off. It's going to be Elliot Pico with the carry on first down. Very short gain on that first down play. Clock runs here. Chatham-Kent looking to eat time off the clock. And looks like the Cougars took a timeout there. So that will be their final timeout. Oh, excuse me, that's their first timeout. They have one remaining. Looks like they just wanted to take as much time off the clock there before calling that timeout. Now back to the line. Second down. The Cougars going to hand it off up the middle. Not a lot of room there. Obviously, Scarborough knows that the Cougars just want to eat up clock here.
Some teams only give 2.5 hours between games. We told 3, but 2.5 hours would be putting the other team's
So they've got the ball spotted. Cougars break the huddle here. 3rd and 10. Under a minute to play. Gonna run a sweep. Roberts with the football. If he can get outside, he's got some room, but there's a flag. It's gonna be a hold here. This is gonna come back. Roberts finally tackled. This ball is gonna come back. It's going to be a block, either a hold or a block in the back. We'll have to wait and see here against Chatham-Kent.
Holding against Chatham. Bring up 3rd and 20.
3rd and 20 now against the Cougars after the hold signaled by the official. So 3rd and 20 now after that holding call against the Cougars. They're going to run it to the right this time with Roberts. He's got some pressure in the backfield, but he's able to evade it. Does he have enough room down that far sideline? No, he doesn't. He is forced out of bounds. And that's going to stop the clock, unfortunately for the Cougars, and brings up a big 4th down here with 26.3 seconds to play. The ball at the Scarborough 44-yard line. Cougars going to hand it off. Looks like it's going to be Mattia up the middle. Does he have enough? Boy, this looks like it's going to be close. If it's a first down, that's game for the Cougars. Boy, it looks like it's going to be a close spot.
There's an injured Scarborough player on the field.
It's going to depend on the spot from the official. And we've got an injured Scarborough Thunder player on the football field. Well, during the injury timeout, the measurement was taken, and the Cougars were able to get a first down on that run by Skylar Mattia. And that should do it with 20.3 seconds to play in this football game, and the Cougars leading 40-32 on that critical fourth down run. Mattia able to muster just enough yardage to get the first down. And there's the whistle to resume play here, and you could hear the coaching staff yelling, just take a knee, don't even touch anyone. There it is. Going to stop the clock there with the knee. 8.6 seconds to go. And there's the whistle. And that is the end of this football game. What a game it was. Hard fought, back and forth. Tremendously entertaining Peewee action. And the Cougars come out on top. They defeat the visiting Scarborough Thunder 40-32, which was a really, really good battle between two teams. Very evenly matched. Both of them coming in with 5-1 records, and boy, oh boy, a couple of plays here and there, and this could have been anybody's game, but it was the Cougars that come away with the victory. Peewee action, Chatham-Kent 40, Scarborough 32. On behalf of cameraman Jeff Brooks, I'm Mike James. Thank you for watching Cougars football on your TV.